Well, hello and welcome back to Classic MGB. Now, today we're at Beaulieu, but it's not any old day at Beaulieu. It's the day of the International Autojumble, and already I cannot believe the number of people that are here. Let's go and take a look. With around 400 different stalls, there's clearly something for everyone, and the old saying, if you can't find it at Beaulieu, it doesn't exist, is probably true. Some items on the stalls are easily recognisable, but some aren't, so I set out to find the oddest item for sale, and I reckon it's this. Can you guess what it is? Answer later in the video. Meanwhile, back on MGB Parts, I caught up with Harry Doe from Andy Jennings MG Spares from Botley, probably the largest dealer of used MGB parts in the UK, and asked him how the day's going.
A bit slow to start today, but we've had a good couple of days, setting up here, and yesterday was a good day, so we'll see how it goes.
So you got an online shop as well, people?
Yeah, so we're on eBay. We've got a website. We sell a lot through there. We're based just up the road in Botley, so not far for us to come, fortunately, which is why we bring so much stuff.
So how do you get all these bits and pieces? Because there are masses and masses of spares here,
Well, yeah, Andy's been doing it for about 45 years now. I've just been doing it for 6. So, we get offered parts. We buy companies out. We break the cars. We restore the cars. Anything to do with MGs, we really enjoy. So, keeps us very busy.
But you've got used parts. Obviously, there's people like Rimmer, Rot Moss, and MGOC that do normal sort of spares. I mean, how do you see that? How do you compete with them? Is you cheaper or original parts?
Yeah, it's something we don't really have to compete with, unfortunately. They do themselves out of a lot of business with the newer parts not being as good a quality. And we capitalise on that because the older parts have been around 60 years and they'll probably be around another 60 years. So it's almost cheaper, more effective for people to restore older parts. In theory, it's better for the environment. And we provide a good service to keep the cars on the road. We're priced better. As I say, it's often more cost effective for people to buy used parts, restore them themselves, and get the car back on the road that way.
So what is it about MGBs that's special?
I think it's just the popularity, isn't it? They're easily recognizable. Everyone's had one. Everyone wants to own one. They're easy to maintain. They're cheap, reliable. There's so much knowledge. There's so many people interested in them. You'll never struggle to get one back on the road. And they're always a head turner. And there's plenty of shows, plenty of clubs, a good community around them. And it's just one of the more standout classic cars, I'd have said, definitely.
Of course, Autojumbles aren't just about oily bits. There's also lots of brochures, books, models and other memorabilia, as well as various engineering services on offer. I was interested to have a chat with James Beaulieu from Overdrive Repair Services based in Sheffield.
We normally come down every year. We've been doing it for a long time. Mainly advertising purposes now. We bring spares, a selection of Overdrive, just letting people know we're still here, what services we offer. General price inquiries and just keep his name out there and keep people interested in what we do.
Sure. And what's the most popular Overdrive you do?
There's a number. MGBs are really quite popular because it's a popular car. Sure. We do a lot of those. We supply Moss with those, Moss Europe. Another popular one are TRs, Austin Healey's. They're your 3 main ones. Jaguars as well. They're usually actually like your top 4 if you like, usually in that kind of order.
And what sort of things go wrong with Overdrive? Do they just work or not work, or is it more complicated than that?
It is a little bit more complicated than that. You do generally get just a wear and tear. Obviously, some Overdrives have got their significant issues that you generally know what is going to happen. MGB-wise, on the LH style, a failure point for one of those is the clutch lining itself. They were bonded on from factory. And that bonding fails over a period of time,
right.
and then it just simply stops working. Low oil levels, electrical issues, stuff like that do contribute to it quite a bit as well. But as a rule, as a wear and tear on the item, because it's a hydraulic unit, it all kind of wears as one, and then that's why we're here to to provide a service where you replace everything that's required along the way and get it back up to what it should be.
And ballpark figure, what sort of cost to renovate, or do you recondition ones and sell reconditioned ones?
Yeah, we generally recondition the customer's own unit. We prefer to do it that way. We do offer exchange basis, mainly on MGB, to be honest. But generally, as a rule, you use the customer's own. That way, if there is any more, let's say, significant damage that's outside of a recon, gear damage, etc., then that cost then puts to that customer rather than a general cost on the overall overdrives to everybody. Basically, an MGB 500 plus VAT.
Right.
Other items, A-type, that's what's called an LH, Laycock overdrive, and a D-type they put on the earlier 3-synchro ones. And an A-type model, which you find on Jaguars, TRs, stuff like that, they're about 600 plus VAT as a general recondition.
Okay, now one question that I've always wanted to ask is, when you disengage or engage the overdrive, should you use the clutch?
Like I was saying before, it is personal preference. My personal preference is mechanical sympathy. If you use the clutch and disengage it that way, any sort of lurchiness which you can find in a lot of these overdrives, even especially when they've been reconditioned, then it takes that out of the drivetrain. It helps with the rear diff, the gearbox, and to me, it's just a smoother way of doing it. It costs no extra time. But on the other hand, you can do them clutchlessly. Me personally, I'd use the clutch. That's what I'd do.
Sadly, we didn't have time to visit the National Motor Museum, so that'll be a subject for a future video. But back to this odd object. Did you guess what it was? It's called a curge and is used to keep sand eels alive for fishing bait. Apparently, it's dragged behind a boat and keeps the water aerated. What it's doing at an Autojumble, I just don't know. So I'm finally back at the car. We've taken the bus up the hill because it is quite a long way from parking. Now, I haven't actually bought anything for my MG, but as you can see, I've bought a few things to add to my general MGB collection. I've got a nice police car. I've got a nice 18th scale rubber bumper MGB-GT, which I've not had before, and a couple of good books, The Magic of the Mark and MGB. So I'm a very happy person. And if you ever get a chance to go to the International Autojumble at Beaulieu, I would jump at it because it is a wonderful day. Tiring, but wonderful. If you enjoyed this video, it'd be great if you could give it a like, subscribe, and do the usual clicking on the notifications and all that stuff. As always, thanks for watching and take care.